Morning is all about horizon, and I feel that horizon is a place where we all want to reach, but we are not able to reach. It's an illusion to us. In today's life, there are different kind of horizons. I feel like we always want to see ourselves right rather than thinking about actually what is right. Like in the Star Wars movies in 1994, where Dr. Soyan wanted to live in a Nexus world where he always wanted to be happy, but he couldn't because it's not real. It's not real to be happy all the time. It's an illusion world. Like in my entire life, I came across different kind of people where there were, in my childhood, I saw people who always wanted to make money. They were generous, but yet they felt like money is the thing for them to be happy, but they couldn't be. When I reached school, I came across a bunch of people who will do anything to make money. They will not hesitate to lie or cheat someone in order to make money. And by the time I was in college, I came across a force which were willing to give their skills selflessly. They were aware that money is an important part of life, but they didn't want it to, what if I call it the correct word, they didn't want it to jump on someone else's shoulder to call themselves taller. During that time, I was trying to find myself, that how can I be in a cool circle where I can find my way out and be happy. And that time I came across an organization called You Are Unstoppable. They will just request you to give 2 hours of fee and do the volunteer work. I joined them because I thought I'll meet some new cool people and do some volunteer work and make myself happy. But I got addicted to them. I got addicted to their project where they'll just request you to go an orphanage and spend time with people, to do some flood relief work, or they'll just ask you to volunteer in one of the school and take special classes. During that time, I came across this place called Seva Cafe. When I first heard about this place, I thought there's some catch. How is it possible that a place like this can exist? It's been 11 years this place has existed. You walk into the place, they'll request you to leave all your negative thoughts outside the gate and walk in with a positive mind. They treat you like a family member and they'll serve you food. At the end of the meal, you get a blank envelope and you can pay whatever you wish to pay and nobody is going to check how much you pay. And I was surprised to hear that how is it possible, how is a place like that can exist. So that circle is like someone else has already paid for your food, and in order to get this circle going, you pay what you wish to pay. And most of the cafe is run by volunteers. Even if you want, you can go and cook, you can wash dishes and do anything. And so I wanted to know that who's the person behind this idea, and I came to know there were a lot of local and international volunteers who came together to run this place. Alongside there was this one gentleman whose guiding force they were using as a principal. His name is Mr. Jayesh Bhai. He's been doing some incredible work from last 25 years, and he started an organization called Manav Sadhana along with a bunch of his friends, where now take care of more than 8,000 kids and women. They take care of their education, they take care of their health care, and they also take care of a biggest slum in Gujarat called Gulbai Tekra. He was the one who helped me to realize that in today's world, what we are doing is we are just trying to prove ourselves right rather than thinking what is right, because that's not the way forward. If we keep on saying you're always right, we also need to balance it out and see outside the world what is happening. And during that time, I wanted to move to Bombay, but I was not sure what I will go and do there. So I just picked up my camera and just moved to Bombay. Before that, I was working as a journalist in a newspaper called Indian Express and DNA. But after 6 months, in one newspaper, I realized it's too much for me to do a 9 to 6 job. There was a bird in me. So I said, let's just pick up a camera and move to Bombay. But I was not aware what to do there. I just moved it in a 13-hour decision. It took me a few months to find my grounds. But at the last, I was good. For 2 years, I was able to make good money. Few people knew me. But somewhere deep down the heart, I felt I'm not happy, I'm missing something. I'm making money, but still it's not making me happy. What should I do? I went back to Ahmedabad, spent some time with people there who inspired me in the past, and I came back to Bombay. And I realized that this art, which taught me to be free, is actually how can I put a price on that freedom? How can I say to someone that this is what I want. So I realized that when I click pictures, it makes people happy. It brings smile on their faces, and those people can be anyone, rich, poor, or from middle class family. But can you compare their happiness? Can you compare their smile? Can you say happiness of you is larger than the bigger of happiness of me? No, right? So I realized, why to restrict my art only to the people who can afford to pay the benchmark price which I'm asking? What's the fault of someone who has less money cannot have a good photographer? So since then I decided, doesn't matter who you are, as long as I'm free, you pay what you wish to pay and I'll do your job. Same way in the Seva Cafe style, you're not paying for your work, you're paying for the next person. So all was going well until in 2014, I decided again, there's something else is missing. This is fine now, I'm letting people pay what they want to pay. So I heard about a few people who had done penniless journeys in past. So in 2014, I randomly decided to walk from Bombay to Delhi in 50 days without any money, no cash, no card on me. The idea was to see three things, that in today's life, when you meet a stranger, how much leap of faith do you put on stranger? When you meet a stranger who doesn't have money, how do you react? And third, what is my tolerance level if someone says no to help me? Does it hurt my ego? Do I feel insulted? Do I get insecure? Do I get angry? Do I get sad? To find all those things, I traveled from Bombay to Delhi. It took me 18 days. The idea was to be in 50 days. But after 3 days of walking, I couldn't walk further. So I started doing hitchhiking. And during that time, whenever I feel hungry, I'll just go to a shop and say, I'm hungry, I don't have money, what should we do? They'll start laughing. So either they'll say no, so I'll just say thank you and move forward. And if they say yes, then just first eat the food and then explain them why I'm doing this. And next year, I still felt maybe it was easy for me to do in India because I knew the language, I knew the highways. I slept only one night without any food. So let's try somewhere outside India. You know, we are very curious. We need to find out why we are getting things done easily. So we challenge ourselves. I said, let me challenge myself outside India. I was anyway going to Thailand in 2015 for some work. So I requested my client to book my return flight to Singapore rather than India. And I wanted to travel from Singapore to India without carrying any money, no cash, no card. But of course I got my visa sorted because as we all know, Indian passport holder is not that strong that you can just walk into a country without paying any visa fee or visa on arrival. So I sorted my visa and I started my journey in 2015 from there. By the time I reached Thailand border, I was sent back. They said, you don't have money, we can't allow you in our country. So I thought, maybe my journey is over here. I was walking to a nearest airport in Malaysia, and that time I met someone at the airport who actually bought me a ticket to Cambodia via Kuala Lumpur. So I found my way to Vietnam from there, and by the time I reached Vietnam, my health started suffering because being a vegetarian, if anyone who has been in Southeast Asia, is not easy to find a vegetarian food, especially when you don't have money. You eat what you get. You have to survive on that. So I decided, let me finish my journey here because the journey was not to prove it to someone, the journey was my own self-discovery. So I finished my journey, came back to India, Diwali came, and I was like, there's something again is missing. And I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about people giving free hugs around the world. So I was like, how about I stand with a board on Diwali Eve which says, give a hug, get a free picture. It will be a perfect gift, maybe which will through my skills. So for 2 hours on Diwali, near to my house in Bombay, I stood with this board and I sent pictures to people via email or WhatsApp. By the time Christmas came, I said, let's repeat it, it was fun. So I did the same thing, and while doing that, the thought came in my mind, why I'm restricting myself just to Bombay? Why not go pan-India? So last year, I decided to travel on this motorbike. I created a box. I decided to travel across India for 15,000 kilometers with a board which will say, give a hug, get a free picture. The language will change, it depends on the state I am in. And that time I actually carried a printer so I can give out prints to the people. This is a photo of a place I found in Pondicherry where people were so happy that they wanted to come and give me a group hug. And this year I wanted to travel in US from New York to LA. I don't know if I managed to because it's quite expensive, and after the restriction right now we have, I don't know if they will let me enter or not. So And I find there are a lot of people around me, like I see that they are fellows of Leap who actually started working the way I work. This is a picture of a friend on the right, Maya. She studied in UK in the Sumaka University, which was co-founded by actually a person from Delhi around 40 to 50 years ago called Mr. Satish Kumar. In 1962, he traveled from India to US without carrying any money. He walked 8,000 miles during his journey, and his motive was to meet leaders of 4 superpower nations and request them to create a nuclear-free world. That's it. He just started and he walked. He reached there and he managed to meet those people, and he was not able to convince them. We can all see what's happening in the world, but still he tried. So Maya, right now she lives in Goa, and whatever she studied from that university, she wanted to see if she can try out in her real life or not. So she started small. She started doing barter system. As she's good at documentary, she offered her documentary skills to someone who is a good tattoo artist. So she got a tattoo done on her body, and she made a documentary about that guy, about one day in the artist's life. Here is Mr. Bhaskar Bhai. He has been chef from last 10 years at Seva Cafe, and recently he discovered his passion in photography, where he wanted to connect world through photography, and he liked nature and wildlife photography. So he started giving gifts, pictures as a gift to the people, whosoever will come and meet him, because he wanted to exchange dialogue. He wanted to create a platform through art, and he wants to create a portal now where anyone can come. If you don't have money, it doesn't matter, there is no price. If you want to pay, you pay. Otherwise, you just pass on these pictures to other people and create a dialogue with it. At the end, I just wanted to say that always remember to smile, because you don't know who is falling in love with your smile. Thank you.